so nasty, we go Sephora, then we go pink. She not so fucking toxic, and she care about what I think.
Welcome everyone to MLOS Season 2. Currently, we're at day 2 for this round of 16 matches. It's a 50,000 prize pool game brought to you by RRG Esports Syndicate, powered by Zenvy Visuals, and co-powered by the EFO, or the Esports Federation of Odisha, produced by RRG Production, with a special thanks to MOBA 5v5 Esports. Today, for this game, again, between ABM and FSNP, or Fusion Prime, it's your casters for the day, Fission, and the very talented, very amazing Ball Dudu here. What's up, Ball
Thank you
Dudu?
for thank you for the introduction, man. It's good to be here. We have a very high stake, high action powered, you know, filled with stars match coming in. Fusion Prime and ABM over here, both really well known teams, especially with ABM who have proven themselves across tournaments to be one of the very best India has to offer.
Indeed, these two sides are one of the very best India has to offer in the MMO scene right now. By the way, we're seeing these bans coming in from both these sides. ABM banning the Gatot Kacha and the Lancelot. We already know what these two heroes can do. Gatot Kacha, a really versatile hero in the EXP lane, mostly used in the roamer lane right now though. Wow, Lancelot, an S tier jungler, really good assassin and one of the top junglers right now. With also a ban on Alucard coming in from the side of ABM, while the side of Fusion Prime bans out the Kalea and the Angela, two meta roamers. But who will Drax be banning now from the side of Fusion Prime? There's a Grok A level, there's a CCA level. We know what these heroes can do. Who do you think they'll be banning Ball to do?
Well, since it is anti-mage over there on the side of ABM, you might be seeing maybe an R-Lord or a CC ban because he loves playing those heroes. He loves being an active part of the fights. We're also seeing Yuzon perform very well. So, you know, all both the sides have a really vast hero pool. So I guess we might be seeing a Zhujian ban or an Alu ban simply because of ABM has done its research on Mihawk inside. So, yep, there it is. The Alu ban, right? I said the Alu and the Zhujian both will be taken out simply because of the kit that both of these heroes have to offer. You don't want to give such good players so many options. So they do take out the Zhujian because he restricts a lot of heroes from fully exhibiting their skills on the battlefield. Zhujian is a natural counter to most of your tank jungles. And yeah, like I said, Anti did pick up the CC for himself. So yeah, I feel like a prophet right now with the way everything I'm saying is coming true.
The more predictions like this you keep making, I think you'll be on some government watch list right now. What to do? All I'm saying, you better be careful right here. But Anti with that CC pick, like you said, Anti on that CC would be amazing. While Crank picks out the Grok in the room lane. Cr- Uh, this Grok, we already know what that tectonic charges can do. The wall coming in from the Grok as well. Shiro Oni, by the way, on the Yi Senshin, he said Lancelot is banned. There's the Yi Senshin left. Let me just pick it up. Let me not give the side of ABM a chance to pick up this S tier jungler right now. And now we see the picks from I agree, gentlemen, and Jay coming in for the side of ABM right now. Who do you think they will be picking?
Okay, we didn't really get a chance to discuss the draft because these guys have picked it up before we even, went through it. Very fast-paced draft coming up from both sides. I mean, I love the confidence because they know it's a best of three, but there's no hesitation. They're facing one of the very best, each side. That I love the lack of hesitation. I mean, it shows confidence, but confidence also can lead to cockiness. We've seen it multiple times with very big teams making major follies in the flow of the draft. But with that, it's going to be the final draft pick from Fusion Prime before we will be heading into the second phase of the bans. And okay, Drax is hovering over a lot of options. It might just be the Lapu, or he's looking for a swap. Nope, it's the Lapu instead. And speaking of that ban on the Lapu, sorry, the pickup on the Lapu, we're opening up the second stage of bans, and both sides have not picked up their mage options. So we're going to be seeing maybe Farsa bans, Kimi bans, maybe even what's that hero called? Yves. A Yves ban would be amazing. On the other side of Fusion Prime, I think Fusion Prime feels that the CC might be a gold lane CC, so they want to actually restrict the other options in the EXP lane like the Arlord. So that's the ban they're going to go with. Do you think we might be seeing a possible Yves ban over here? Because I think he would be really good against the comp both teams are running.
Yves could be a really suitable pickup here from this side of ABM, but right now it looks like Abhi from the side of ABM will be banning out the Yuzong instead, because we all know what a Yuzong can do early game. A Yuzong really strong, and we saw in the previous game, we saw Mimir using that Yuzong for the side of AT. And right now we'll see Summer Sun going for the next ban here. By the way, the Eve, there's a few more options here that could possibly be picked up. Maybe a Kimmy as well. So, but do these sides want to give out a Kimmy, or who wants to take the Kimmy? Maybe a Eve, like you said. We'll just have to wait and find out.
Yup, man. Ooh, the Alice ban. Okay, these guys have definitely done their research. ABM has recently definitely been playing those double EXP picks, but they could not forget that Abhi also, has, I think Abhi is their mage player, if I'm not wrong, and he's been doing fabulous so far. So, looking at the options, there's still a lot of none of the mages have been really taken out apart from that one Zujin. So, they could still trade band for band in the mage lane. Hmm. 15 seconds to go. The clock is ticking, gentlemen. As I agree, gentlemen, a very interesting name coming in is having the final ban of the day of this match. Let's see what he takes out. And it's going to be the Harith and other gold lane denied. So I think both sides have come to the conclusion that yeah, let us not really focus on what the mage is doing or whatever the mage might pick. Let's just eliminate the late game win conditions for both sides. We want to make this a messy brawl with good execution, high stakes pickoffs. That's the kind of game we're going to have. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun watching this.
I agree, and I think I agree, gentlemen, and the side of ABM did agree on that Harrod ban as well. While we see Mihawk picking up that Ruby right now, this comp from Fusion Prime. These two heroes, we know the Lapu Lapu can go gold lane as well, and the Ruby can go gold lane as well, but it looks like Ruby, in my opinion, will be going gold lane right now, while Drax will be on that EXP lane. B ends up picking the Kimmy for the side of ABM. Wow, I agree, gentlemen, goes for the Esmeralda. Are we going to be seeing something new here, something unorthodox that we have never seen before, or are they going to stick to the classics?
Okay, the Ruby pick. I was gonna make like maybe Apex might be prioritizing the Ruby because we've been seeing him on stream too, picking up the Ruby. He's been making sets. There's even a montage that he's dropped. But the Ruby is gonna be stolen away by Mihawk this time. And with that, there's only the final mage pick left for Summer Sun. Abhi going with the Kimi, not surprising because Kimi will round off that draft perfectly. But Now you have an even distribution of both physical and magic damage, because Khalid is really good in the early game in terms of how much poke he can get. Like single-handedly, Khalid can go band for band on a 1v1 with literally any hero in this game, including a Dairoth, within the first two levels, which is actually a very crazy stat to speak of because of how much sustain and how much burst he can poke, give out even on the roam lane.
And
So,
like
yup,
you
and
said,
oh yeah, please go on. My
right,
bad.
and like you said, we will be seeing the Khalid invading early as well. He'll be going ban for ban and M for M with this Yi Senshin here. He will be looking to invade the Yi Senshin and be causing a lot of trouble to the Yi Senshin, as we already know, because whenever there's a Khalid or a Hilda on a side, there's early game invades coming in, and we will be looking to see this happen here as well.
And with this, folks, the stage has been set. This is the last game. This is the fight for the final slot of the quarterfinals, for the quarterfinal slot in the MLOS Season 2. Two of the very best teams. They have saved some of the
5
best for
seconds
the
till the
last.
enemy
The
reaches
best
the
of three between
battlefield.
ABM and Fusion
Smash them!
Prime. The land of dawn
All
awaits, with
troops
both teams
deployed!
moving to their respective slots.
Indeed. Now we see Drax marching in on the top lane here against the CC here. Both fighters in the MM lane, which we know in this current meta, it is highly possible. And these heroes have been picked. Ruby, a familiar name in the gold lane as a fighter, but CC this season a little bit different. This is the first time CC has been picked up this much in the gold lane in all throughout multiple MPLs. Right now, by the way, Abhi coming in dealing the damage towards the Grok here. Frank getting poked,
Oh,
fighting
oh,
the
oh, Abhi!
doctor.
Abhi was he was poking him out a little too confidently, and then instantly Crank showed him what's up. You can't be that cocky against us. They're not just anyone. It's Fusion Prime and ABM. Both teams dishing it out, fighting for control in the mid lane right now. As Crank takes in a hefty ton of damage, and will go back to recall as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Vyas is making his way up top, trying to start that vertical jungle. But Haya has already cleaned up the top side, not leaving anything except for one scrap on the gold lane for YSS to clean out.
And we
Where do
know
you
what
think
about
the first gank is going to be, Vision? Is it
the
the gold
first
EXP?
for the first gang. I don't know where it will be, but we'll have to find out because these fighter MMs cannot be taken out this easily. But Yi Shin is looking to make a play here. He's being sneaky right now. But and will he able to catch
Oh,
the Angry Gentleman? He will indeed
oh,
be able to take that Angry Gentleman. What a kill on towards the CC by this Yi Shin, setting up the pace for the side of Fusion Prime here.
let's go, man. Let's go. How this is a beautiful start for the fight already. Fusion Prime taking the tempo up already, and this is going great for them so far. And let's see how this is going. Hmm. The turtle fight has been already started. There's not any support coming in. YSS is not going to be joining that fight whatsoever. And there's an engage. There's nobody there from the side of Fusion Prime. It's only Lapu against the world as Jay gets zoned out. Dashes off using the quad shadow as YSS meanwhile is still taking up his level 5 from the purple buff. Meanwhile, Anti backing off for now. Kimi uses up the ult. YSS with a metric ton of damage, but it's not enough to take out Abhi as he will flicker away to safety. And that is all she's wrote. With the scoreboard being 1-1, the gold is very, very even for now.
Indeed it is. And what a trade-off coming between these two sides there. By the way, right now, Frank in a lot of trouble here. Apex and Jay trying to sandwich him between the two of them. But looks like Summerson has a bit to say because he will be doing a little bit of damage, poking them back and making them retreat. But right now we see Anti going for this lethal wanderer here with the help of Abhi. And right now, a little bit of damage coming in from both sides. They're trying to pressurize. Looks like Apex will be going on towards Drax there. Drax playing it carefully. He knows there's the threat lingering around. I think he senses the aura coming from Apex there because Apex was there and Drax knew he had to play it safe. He didn't go in. He didn't rush the CC a bit. It looks like Apex going in on SummerSun here. He's dealing a lot of damage. SummerSun with the ultimate to save himself. Bashir only ends up taking down Anti instead. What do you think about these fights so far, about to do?
I mean, so far teams are going pretty even, but right as I spoke, they have evened it out. Literally, the scoreboard is again 2 for 2. What a game to watch! It's for barely 4 minutes in. And the scoreboard is literally even. Even the gold has just barely any difference between these two teams. They have all the same amount of win conditions. Jay using the Kakashi skin with those amazing quad shadows, absolutely smooth with it. But speaking of that, a CC immune used up by Crank as he will drop the wall, baits out Kimmy's jump, and they will set up for the next turtle. Will YSS come in for the contest once again? No, Apex is going to use the Raging Sandstorm to zone him away. That Summer Sun gets picked up. Solo kill by Khalid as Jay will pick up the turtle for himself. And it looks like the tempo slowly but surely shifting in favor of ABM.
This is really happening here, by the way. Jay, with those retributions, has been on point. He's managed to secure 2 turtles for the side of ABM right now. And he's been really phenomenal with the retribution game. He does not want to miss any of these neutral objectives. And now, right now, he'll be taking Shiro Oni one-on-one. And looks like Jay ends up taking down Shiro Oni. He shows him what an experienced jungle really plays like. And he said, you know what, I'll just use my ultimate on you and get this level gap over you as well right now.
And there is some more action, and Fusion Prime not late to the party is going to take the pick off again. Apex trying his best to even the score out, definitely succeeds in doing so. Gets a killing spree for himself. Someone stop this guy. It's not, he's roaming, man. He's not the jungler for the ABM. The way he's picking up kills left and right as Abi gets a clap back on Crank. As the scoreboard now 6-3 in favor of ABM. They have picked up a turret on the bot side, and ABM's steam engine has begun. They have picked up the tempo and they're searching for that snowball.
Indeed, Apex is playing like an Apex Predator here. Even though he's a roamer, he's 3-0-1 right now. He asked his fans are here in the chat, by the way. They're rooting for Apex. They want to see Apex on the side of ABM touch this, get a hard victory here. And they're seeing him perform. He's 3-0-1 right now. But looks like there'll be another fight coming in from the side of ABM right now. SummerSun on the table. Apex ends up taking down SummerSun. Apex is 4-0-1. This man is literally an Apex Predator. He's out for blood right now. While we see the side of FSNP or Fusion Prime trying to take on this fight, trying to secure this buff, and Shiro Oni will indeed end up securing his blue buff.
Okay, the wall being set up by Grok. He's looking for his set. The tectonic charge is available, but he knows Apex is just going to heal through it. He knows there's support from ABM. There's no way Apex is going to be that cocky, so close to the buff. Right now, Fusion Prime have to hold on. Summer Sun is getting punished mercilessly. They pick up another turret on the top side. Yi Sunshin gets poked on the tectonic charge. Perfect as Apex gets shut down. Mihawk gets a kill onto I Agree, gentlemen. And with that, the scoreboard once again tilting towards Fusion Prime. But a set coming in from Anti. Farsa uses the wings by wings to back out to safety. And all that is there. This fight has ended as Jay picks up the third turtle for himself. Somebody stop this guy in the jungle. He's moving a little too freely for Fusion Prime's comfort.
Indeed, he's moving like a smooth operator. He might be Jay, but he's playing like MJ or Michael Jackson right now in the jungle. And while we see Apex is playing like an Apex Predator right there. But this time he was too aggressive and got caught being an alien by the side of Fusion Prime here. We still 4-1-1. While I agree, gentlemen, not having, he might be in a disagreement with this team because he's currently 0-3-0.
Okay, the fight going on. There might be another setup coming in. Crank taking a lot of damage. Anti-heal, impossible to kill. Dishing out a lot of burst. Drax trying his best to stop him out right now. But look at that. Anti just stoning them out single-handedly, providing so much vision and information on the side for the side of ABM right now. Meanwhile, on the bots, beautiful set coming in by Mihawk and Crank. As a tectonic charge flicker set was too much for anyone to expect. As they get that kill on Jay. Finally, the Hayabusa, the shadow gets stopped.
Indeed, what a play coming in from both these sides there. They end up taking down Jay. Jay was smooth sailing. He was moonwalking in the land of dawn, but he ends up getting taken down this time instead. Right now, Shiro Oni gets caught by Apex. It looks like Shiro Oni was delayed or something, but Anti ends up taking down Shiro Oni with the help of Apex. Apex did not let him escape. Apex was like, I won't let you recall. This is not your time. I'm going to be taking you down here. And he ends up indeed catching him off guard and securing a kill on him as well. But what do you think about this game so far, Baldudu? It's been going very well. What do you think will happen? Who will edge this battle once and for all?
I feel simply because of the pressure Apex is having onto Summer Sun. Fusion Prime is not really able to get the best benefit for themselves. They're kind of struggling when it comes to really being able to stay present in these fights, because every time Summer Sun drops the feathered airstrike, Apex is instantly there to make life miserable. Mihawk coming in with the jump. Jay will get the retribution. Raging Sandstorm once again. Shiro Owen is going to be taken out before the fight even begins. Anti-zoning out Summer Sun perfectly. And this is the sync that makes ABM one of the very best, clinically disassembling the formation that Fusion Prime is running one by one, two by two. They're searching for the fourth kill. They won't be able to get it, but those three are enough. They've taken out all the important members from the side of Fusion Prime as they're sieging the base, the sieging the inhibitors before the Lord is even completed its march down the bot side. And look at Anti. He getting zoned out. The feather airstrike finally connects. Bit off a little more than he could shoot. Did not have his ultimate in time to back out. As now Jay comes in with the dive, uses up the quad shadow, looking for another set. The shurikens dishing out a world of pain.
They are dishing out a world of pain. Indeed, now the Lord marching down towards the bottom end of the third.
Son. He escapes with just a sliver of HP, but it's not it for Jay as he gets caught out, brought back to reality by Drax with the I'm offended. He did not like the fact that his mate is getting poked down so aggressively by any of these members, and finally dishes out a little bit of revenge. And speaking of revenge, Fusion Prime cannot wait any longer. The goal lead is shifting upwards. It's touching the 5k mark soon. They have to do something. They have to do it quick. Grok getting caught out. Has to use the tectonic charge any moment. Doesn't have it though. Forced to flicker out. Uses up a very big resource. The wall is used up, but it's not enough as a Sky Piercer by Abhi will mark the kill. Shiro 2 as he picks up Drax once more. The feathered airstrike being used up defensively, but Anti is there to take down Summer Sun. This just might be spelling the end of it all. It's only Anti jumping in solo in the base under the Aegis. Picks off the second, and it's only Mihawk and the minions to keep him company right now. Fission, do you think it's over? Do you think they can hold on?
It looks like really unlikely that the side of Fusion Prime will be held up because Anti is playing like he is anti-Fusion Prime right now. And I agree, gentlemen, taking the top individual J and taking down the middle individual. No, there's not much left for this side of Fusion Prime to be protecting here. Only the base crystal left. Now, Summer Sun ends up taking the kill on Abhi as well here. But they're going in, they're brawling it out, they're trying to get the kill. Tectonic charge coming in from the top right here. And looks like Anti will be doing a lot of damage to Drax here. Drax a bit away from his teammates, but looks like Fusion Prime will be coming in to save the day for him. And Drax taking a lot of damage. Anti going in, like this man is untouchable, unkillable. And Jay comes into the rescue as well with his shadow pawn shadow kill.
And anti-styling on Fusion Prime right now. They're looking for another set. The I am offended is still holding on. Drax waiting for an opportunity. Uses up the I am offended. Does not connect onto anyone just yet. The Louisville ABM hope to get a pick off before they move on to the Lord. I guess not. Jay is making his way towards the Lord right now. Slowly but surely, ABM steam engine is fully unlocked. The Esma, too beefy to take down. Drax is trying his best to put on the crowd control, but what is the point of stopping him for a second if you cannot finish him off? Mihawk there trying to give vision on the Lord, but there's nobody to contest for him. Loses a chunk of HP. He might just be picked off before it gets too late, but with the set on the Raging Sandstorm, Drax is there to interrupt, but it's not enough. Shiro only gets the kill onto, I agree, but it's only him against the world. The Quad Shadow and the OEG will make it the end of it all. Fusion Prime holding on with just two members. The minions holding on. They're trying their best. Can they do it? Holding on still. They're sent back to the base. But Kimi will mark down the Aegis. And with that, game one has been written down in the favor of ABM.
What a match coming in from both these sides here. ABM showing why they got signed by SHUL, and they showed a lot of soul coming into this game. They were 18-13 against this side of Fusion Prime here. Not one of the best games for the Fusion Prime right now, but it's still the best of three. Maybe they might make a comeback. You never know. You guys will have to stay tuned into this game, into this best of three to watch what happens. Maybe there's a chance Fusion Prime come back and we see a game three, or maybe SHUL go forth and take it on. And these are your casters for this best of three. It's the amazing Ball Dudu and me, your boy Fission. And we'll catch you after a short break.
And folks, we are back in action. This is match two between ABM and Fusion Prime for the round of 16, day two, the best of three. ABM has already secured match point and they will be looking for a clean sweep. But on the other end, Fusion Prime, having recovered from a tough battle just now with a good effort from Drax, they will be looking to make sure this game goes into a tiebreaker. And it once again, it's me, Baldudu, along with the amazing Fission. And Fission, just walk us through what exactly happened the previous game for our viewers who tuned in right now.
For the viewers who aren't tuned in right now, we saw Soul coming in with a lot of Soul going in crazy against the side of Fusion Prime. They gave little to no room for the side of Fusion Prime to breathe. Apex playing like an Apex Predator that we called him last game. He was just on par. He was a roamer, but he was playing like he is the man with the damage. His build, if anyone noticed his build going into the game, his build was amazing. He was going in crazy with the kills. He didn't want to give any room for this side of Fusion Prime to breathe. While Jay with the on point retribution, taking every neutral objective. This guy, I think like he's Flash right here because like for him, for us, the clock goes like in seconds, but for him, the clock is going down in milliseconds because the way he'd been retrieving everything, it was just amazing. And not the best of the games for I agree, gentlemen, but still a victory nonetheless. And the push is coming in from the side of SHUL or ABM were just enough to push past the side of Fusion Prime. But will we see Fusion Prime make a comeback in this game too? Or will ABM be clutching this and getting a 2-0 and moving on to the round of eight? What do you think about this so far, Galvin?
And the ban instantly, Fusion Prime bans out the Khalid. Insane respect for Apex. But speaking of respect, look at how, like, if I talk about how Anti played in the previous match, you can't really ban this guy out. You ban out his Esma, he's gonna bring out Black Dragon. And in the previous match, he dealt the most damage, had taken the most damage by far, more than double the rest of his team. Not just in like giving damage, but also taking damage. And that is an insane stat for Esme who is playing, a tank build. So, yup, this is gonna be very tricky right now for Fusion Prime to realize what they want to actually play around. Speaking of the draft, though, Khalid and Fusion have been taken out, and on the other end, ABM still sticking to what they know. They've taken out Shiro Oni's Alucard. They don't want to deal with the Alucard at all. CC will also be taken out this time because CC is just so good and it's so easy to scale up with CC, especially when the opponent has the first pick. You can flex CC very easily.
Indeed, I agree with everything you said so far. By the way, CC, we know what a CC can do. Really flexible, really versatile. Can play both in the EXP lane and the goal lane, like you said. And Angela Ban coming in from the side of Fusion Prime here. Angela, we already know, buffed roamer. No one want. It's really annoying, especially against sustain comps. If you hand Angela over to the side of a sustain comp, we know the extra sustain Angela can provide, and Angela can go in the mid lane as well as the roam. So You don't want to face an Angela with all that sustain or a team with all that sustain. But right now, Anti coming in for the Baxia ban. He bans out the Baxia. Did Baxia, we already know, S tier jungler. S tier jungler along with Fredrin Lancelot and Ji Sun Shin. So one of them will be taken away. But it looks like both these sides want to lock in a Yi Sun Shin and a Lancelot here because they haven't been banned and there's a lot of potential coming in here. Crank with the Kalea pick, by the way, Baldudu. What do you think so far about this?
Well, the Berkshire ban, interesting. And by banning out the Berkshire, they kind of ruined FN Fusion Prime's plan because we know Fusion Prime does not like to really go with those support picks. So they will always go for a pick off comp. So they can't be picking the Angela for themselves. So by banning the Berkshire, you're forcing them to waste a ban on the side of Angela, which they would have probably used to ban a Lancelot or the Esme or maybe even the Gutout. So this is something I think a lot of teams need to look at because by putting in tempo on the draft, you can use your own ban to get the result you want. You don't have to always just restrict the other person's options. You can get what you want by forcing them into a bad situation. And the only way you get that is by having a good hero pool. Because if no one is scared of if no one's scared of your Angela, I don't think no one's gonna ban it. You get it? So there is that. So Jay on the Lancelot, an anti-mage, has brought out his Yuzong, a sight for the viewers. And on the other side, Shironi will stick to the Yi Shin with Crank on the Kalia and the Kimi. A very standard meta pick coming in, and there's a reason it works so well.
Indeed, and we see Jay picking up the Lancelot as well. This time, no Hayabusa for him. He already showed what he can do on that copy mage Kakashi, but now this time he'll be going for an S tier jungler. He said, "Last time I went on the A tier jungler like Hayabusa. This time I'll up the levels. I'll switch on the pace. I'll put my pedal to the metal. I'll be picking up that Lancelot right now, going for that." For that, those insane dashes. Anti, like you said, everyone's excited for this. Anti on his classic Yuzong pick. While we also see Summer Sun on the Kimi and Shiro Oni on the Yi Shin, and a ban on the Phobius coming in from the side of ABM right now, while Mihawk taking his time to select a ban for the side of Fusion Prime.
And it is going so well on their side. They're doing so well right now in terms of the state of the draft. I want to see how these sides will actually convert this game because right now Fusion Prime and ABM they're just taking turns banning out the same thing from game one. The concept of the match has not changed just yet. But the issue, what happened was, if you noticed in the previous match, ABM and Fusion Prime were very neck and neck. But they slowed down their tempo for just a second. They got a little too cocky with the turtles. They kept giving away turtles for no reason and trying to trade with kills. And they ended up losing out because the opponent was getting a kill back and they got the turtle. So that XP and gold advantage kept adding up until it was too much for anyone to handle.
Indeed. And right now we did see a hard ban coming in from Mihawk, by the way, and ABM banning the Uranus. Really good bans. Uranus, we all know, with that sustain coming in, Uranus is really annoying. He can hypercut, he can cut lanes, he can be a menace. And the way we've seen Uranus being played in MLOS season 2 so far, these Uranus players, like there was a guy called Bapu Terra, he was really crazy on the Uranus. So right now it will be being banned by the side of ABM, while FSP Fusion Prime Drags ends up banning Kadita here. And now I agree, gentleman, going for his pick. Who do you think he'll be picking? Well, do you?
Well, in terms of picks, the Uranus is taken out. They've banned out effectively everyone who they can, really, stop Yuzong from, farming too freely. Because with Uranus and Phobius, they can clear the lane effectively and also wreak havoc in the backline. So with that happening, the Yuzong won't be able to really go in so freely as he could before. So now Gentleman has also stolen away the Lapu. So, you've really severely restricted the options for these guys in the Fusion Prime and the EXP lane. You only have the Ardlot left. You have an Esma. Anything else is not going to be fast enough in terms of rotation. Because right now, look, Drax is hovering over Bene. And by taking the Bene, you will have the rotation speed, you'll have the lane clear, but you will not have the sustainability that Lapu and Yuzong bring to the field. Because that is what the current meta is about. And Mihawk is also, I mean, both the Gold and EXP have not been picked up by Fusion Prime. And you can see they're thinking a lot about who to send against who. Because what ABM can do is they can send anybody to the gold lane. Whereas with Mihawk inside, they have to, only Alice can go to the gold. So ABM has that advantage to flex whoever they want to go. I'm kind of surprised why they went for the Esme over the Arlot. Because the Arlot would have been wonderful over here.
Indeed, but right now we see, I agree, gentlemen on the Lapu Lapu. Last time he was on the CC, not having the best of games on the CC, but this time he's on S tier EXP laner, even though he'll be using this S tier EXP laner in the gold lane. Wow, we see Abi make his pick as well, and this will be really interesting. Like you said, why did they go for the Esmeralda? Maybe because the Esme can poke them down. Like last time we saw, or maybe they don't want to give it away again because last time we saw Anti going crazy on the Esmeralda. But this time it's a bit different. This Esmeralda is on the side of Fusion Prime right now. Who do you think has the better draft, and which team do you think will come on top with these drafts in this game, Baldudu?
Well, in terms of the draft, you know, I like that Lunox pick a lot, and I also love the YSS. Because these two are like, they're like nuclear weapons. Like you can scare the opponent with them, but like once you start using them, it has to work. Because if it does not work, you're screwed. That's exactly what had happened in the previous game. Shiro Oni with that YSS was very threatening, but he just stopped showing up to the fight. So that is an issue. So we have to see if the same will happen in this game. But with that said, the game has begun. This is the deciding match for both teams. Will Drax and Side take this game to a tiebreaker, or will ABM secure this final spot easily? Because now Anti on that Yuzong will have a lot more lane pressure, so that first turtle is gonna be close to impossible for these guys to pick up. But on the top side, a Petrify set is gonna be used up. There is no way Mihawk, trying to sustain with his life, escapes with a sliver of HP. Oh no, that is not the play you want to be making against a Yuzong.
We all know what a Yuzong can do early game, and this Yuzong, with the help of Apex, will be looking to do a lot of damage to this side of Fusion Prime right here, and especially against this Alice. But right now in the bot lane as well, we see the Esmeralda trying to cut lanes, and the Lapu Lapu trying to save his minions right now from this Esmeralda as well. And right now we see Jay Apex go marching down the mid lane, trying to build some pressure in the mid lane as well. Jay dashing in. But will Jay end up getting caught? Looks like Crank and Summer Sun had some other plans. They managed to poke them and make them retreat as well. Right now we are gonna see a turtle dancer. Who do you think this turtle will fall out of this hands of?
Oh, Jay using up those punctures effectively, gets out of the trouble as soon as possible, but takes a big chunk of damage for his time. And look at that, the turtle is being started up already. Shiro Oni using up the dash, has to deal with Apex being a menace there. The Black Dragon form being used up, but Shiro Oni gets picked off before this game even began as Apex steals the turtle away under the eyes of Fusion Prime. They're gonna make it 2 as Crank will also fall. And despite Jay not even showing up to that fight, the retry battle has gone in favor of ABM. AOG going to be used up once again aggressively as Esmeralda forced to use up that Purify in fear of being caught out.
He was in the fear of being caught out, but he didn't get caught out just yet. He still has a lot to play for right now. And right now we see Shiro only bursting down this red buff. Wow. We also see Lunox marching, making his way down to the Lapu Lapu to give some assistance. But Shiro Oni will be using his ult to reveal the location of these players from the side of ABM. Meanwhile, there's a fight in the Luther Wonder going on. Shiro Oni ends up taking down Jay, and it looks like Abi will end up getting caught as well. He's really low HP. Abi, and looks like Drax will end up taking down Abi as well. It looks like the side of Fusion Prime are locked in right now, coming back with the 2 kills, and they have made it 2 for 2.
And with the way the game is going right now, it is still somewhat even, but Shiro Oni has to not be dying right now. Neither does Jay. Jay can afford to make a few mistakes because he's the Lance. he has that window. So does YSS in terms of immunes, but Jay has a complete immune as opposed to YSS because he gets two of those. So he gets two bailouts and way more dashes than YSS. So Shiro only has to be aware of that. You can't be playing as aggressive as a Lancelot can. And speaking of aggression, Jay looking for a puncture onto Mihawk, but forced to back off for now. Fusion Prime looking for that stun, does not get it onto Apex. As both sides looking for these engages will not be able to find anything just yet. But look at that, Esmeralda jumping in onto Abhi. Abhi forced to use up the brilliance and escape for now as he finally picks up his Sky Piercer.
He will end up to secure the Sky Piercer himself. He has managed to build it right now. But it looks like, by the way, can we take a moment to discuss about Apex? Does he know he's a roamer and not the damage dealer? And the thing he's 2-0-0 right now.
Oh my god, gets the kill onto Crank, and finally ABM will get the kill for themselves. They're gonna zone out Shiro Oni. The AOG is gonna be used up. Shiro will have to go back to the base against his will. Meanwhile, Alice taking in a lot of damage. Someone tell Anti to stop. He should not be sustaining that much under the turret. And they will take tempo on this turtle once again. And Fission, this is looking like a flashback of game one once again.
Indeed, and we need Jay ends up securing the turtle for this side of ABM right here. It looks like Mihawk in a lot of trouble. I agree, Gentleman does agree on this when the side of ABM said, let's catch Mihawk off guard. He has indeed managed to take down Mihawk as well. By the way, we need a moment to tell Apex he's not the active jungler here. He's dealing a lot of damage. Brother, calm down. You're 3-0-2. You're a roamer. You need to be tanking, not being the tank who kills these guys. But it is what it is. It's Apex. He can do whatever he wants in the land of Dawn. And he's one of their star players on this side of ABM. A really good roamer. One of India's top roamers, obviously. But Anti doing a lot of
Okay, but dude, I think, yeah, that point you made about Apex having to stop, he did the same shit the previous game, man. He just kept marking the mage the whole time, and he ended up having like 4 kills onto him. So yeah, I guess ABM has like a role identity crisis. But speaking of a crisis, it is ABM and Anti this time in one, as they're gonna get caught out. As Anti gets taken out, but Radium will give a response quickly on that Lapu onto Crank, not giving them too much time to really be comfortable, as being a gentleman as such will always take revenge for his teammates. As look at that, Summer Sun gets zoned out once again. Shiro Oni is there to give him the support he needs. They have members, they have bodies, but they don't have the sustain. Abhi looking for that set. The brilliance is going to be used up, and there it is, the Sky Piercer will get that kill. Mihawk trying to go for a fight. The CC immune going to be used up by the Purify. Not enough, as Abhi will finally fall. Will they get the response they need? Apex got down very low. Will he finally fall? Will he get the shutdown? Yes, they do. But while doing so, they left their jungler all alone. Anti is going to get the kill onto Shiro Oni. They make it 2 as he gets the kill on Crank 2. Is he going to get another one? Yes, he just might do it, as Jay will get the response onto Mihawk. And it's only Drax once again left alone against the whims and fancies of ABM. There's the engage coming in. Summer Sun gets zoned out. He might finally get the kill onto Lapu Lapu. Yes, he does. And this fight does not seem to stop, as Anti and Drax nuking it out, duking it out, sustaining forever.
Look at the life steal or the healer going in from the side of the Yuzong here. The way he was at 20% HP, and the more he moved, the more HP he got, and he was left at 60 or 70% HP afterwards. This is crazy. Right now, FSNP on the side of Fusion Prime will be securing this turtle. Shiro only ends up managing to secure this neutral objective for the side of Fusion Prime here. Right now, Summer Sun picking up that Sky Piercer, while Mihawk has picked up his Oracle here as well. It looks like Fusion Prime, the only one in his prime from the side of Fusion Prime, is currently Drax. He's 2-0-1. He's been having a decent or a really good game for himself, while Shiro only 3-3-2 right now. He's still average. He's not there yet, but maybe since he's still on his decentric, he will be able to.
Oh, Mihawk. There is another engage. The Black Dragon form is going to be used up. They're going to try to catch out Summer Sun as soon as possible. Instantly zones out both the backlines from the side. Tank is left all alone. Mihawk forced to back out. The AOG is going to connect onto one. Not just yet, as it gets cancelled out. The Anti getting caught down a little too low. Forced to back off. Will he be able to survive? No, he does not. Summer Sun will get the kill. And with that, they get the clapback they needed. The fight is still going on. They're gonna go. They're gonna try to commit. They're gonna cancel the recalls. Will Drax get the set he wants? No, he does not. The Purify is gonna be used up. He's not gonna sustain against Abhi's Clash as he's gonna go in with a lot of damage. Jay searching for the kill. Gets the puncture. Gets the Thorn Rose and will almost get the kill on Summer Sun. And once again, it's basically a wipeout as Fusion Prime fall under the advances of ABM.
Summer Sun, by the way, playing like the bright hot Summer Sun. Indeed, he is currently 2-1-3. He managed to save this. There might be darkness in this world or in this game here for the side of Fusion Prime, but the only glimmer of hope looks like it's Summer Sun right now, especially in that play, the way he survived. But it looked like someone was getting caught. And there's a fight going on again. Will they be able to duke it out? It looks like Drax will be starting this fight for the side of Fusion Prime here. Wow, looks like Drax is very low HP right now. I agree, gentlemen, on the brink of death as well. SummerSlam indeed ends up taking down.
Beautiful.
Jay ends up taking down SummerSlam as well.
Oh my god, Jay with the punctures in the back taking out Summer Sun, but the fight is not over just yet. Drax is sustaining against it all, but they have to take out the Lunox as Abhi is gonna take down Crank for the second time. Clank is not able to survive against the onslaught of the Chaos. And look at that, Mayhawk getting poked out, coming in by Drax, catching off 4. But once again, he's left all alone, the only one standing in the mix of it all from Fusion Prime. He's had an amazing game in the previous one. He's doing amazing even now, but he can't do it alone. Fusion Prime need to buck up. They need to not let this game drag on anymore. The goal leader shifted over to 5k any moment with this Lord. Will they go for the contest? Crank is searching for the set, will not find it as the Lord moves over on ABM.
While we see Drax pushing in the top lane, he knows they couldn't contest this Lord, so he went for the third push in the top lane, and he has managed to secure a third for the side of Fusion Prime here. Now he'll be looking to build a bit of pressure in the mid lane, so his side doesn't get over pressurized by the side of ABM right now. While we see Crank, Mihawk, Summer Sun against Apex, Ivory Gentleman, and Anti looked like they would be able to immobilize Apex, but with Apex is back aggressive. He said, nah, I'm not going back, I'm going to be fighting for more, I want more right now. And Anti, Apex, Ivory Gentleman, and Abhi marching down onto the side of Fusion Prime here. They will be looking to catch Drax as well as Crank. It looks like Drax and Crank currently managing to survive, but Apex really low HP and Fusion Prime has managed to defend against this Lord. But SummerSlam ends up taking down Apex, making him pay for his aggressiveness. While I agree, Gentleman coming in with his ultimate right now, trying to buy some space to the side of Fusion Prime.
Oh, Drax doing so good for his team as Summer Sun will give them the response that he needed. They get the pick, but Summer Sun forced to flicker off. There is the set coming in by Kalia, but Jay immuning through it all. The punctures are perfect as Anti will sustain through it. The Shard Residue, too much to stop him. They will try their best as Drax dropping as much of the Star Moon shield as she can, but it's just not enough damage coming in. Fusion Prime and Summer Sun, they have to use Shiro 1. They need this set. They have to catch off Abhi somehow, but he's just too hard to catch it with the brilliance he has.
I agree. But right now we see Soul J or ABMJ. He will be spotting down Crank. It looked like he knew where Crank was. He just went in the bush and Crank was just there. But Crank said, no, I have to escape right now. And he did. And we also see the side of ABM trying to push the top lane as much as they can. Wow, he only has some threat lurking near his blue buff. But will he be able to catch them? Will he be able to sense this threat? Or will he manage to end up getting taken down instead? What do you think about this so far about it?
Okay, and now you can see the way ABM is rotating. They have Jay who is able to open up those distances for them because he's built a little sustain for himself, tries to steal the buff, will not be able to succeed doing it so. Drax gets caught down very low, trying his best to sustain. The Shard Residue will connect, but it's not enough as Drax will still survive. That's a beautiful set by Crank, knocks him down, beats him up as Apex will be sent back to his Aegis. Finally, a good kill coming in from the side of Fusion Prime. as they have regained a little bit of that tempo, shifted that goal lead a little less and a little more towards their side. Jay, on the meanwhile, dropping in those punctures, using up those endless battles as Abhi picks up a monster kill off the side. Mihawk left all alone. Anti will chase him down. Jay styling in the meanwhile, zoning out Fusion Prime all by himself. This is clinical. He baits them out once again. Will they get the kill on Clank? No, they do not. I agree, gentlemen, with the stun. Drax trying his level best under his Aegis, but you can just see it is just too much for them to handle. You cannot be styling on someone's Aegis, but a beautiful Purify coming in by Abhi once again as Clank tried his best to give them the set as Anti gets the turtle. The Anti gets the turret. And Jay dashing around, punctures left and right, unstoppable as Clank will fall once more. Immobilized popped onto Anti-Mage, but he will survive. No one can take him down. He's just too beefy to pick up. And look at that. The Lord will begin. And is it just a bait, or are they waiting for Jay to get his blue?
Crank ended up getting taken down, and he will be cranky for sure after this. But the way FSNP have managed to defend and are trying to defend against this pressure coming in from the side of ABN is one to watch. And will they be able to make a comeback right now, or will they be falling straight to the hands of ABM right now? Look at this, Jay is securing the Lord for the side of ABM right now. Wow, meanwhile we see
Drax.
That's Sky Piercer.
Oh, that Sky Piercer. How many stacks does a Sky Piercer there? Could we get a look on that? There's no way that's not 80 stacks. There's no way it's not 80. It at least has to be 60 stacks, bro. Because there's no other way Drax should disappear with a quarter of his HP remaining. He disappeared. He got deleted. And he's the only one able to sustain. He was the only one able to sustain.
Abhi might as well be a magician the way he's making these players of Fusion Prime disappear right now. He is literally hiding.
He's the magician. And Crank with the set coming in. Jay punctures left and right, dashing out, styling around, dropping the stuns. Where's the Phantom Execution? There it is. Gets a monster kill onto Shiro Oni as the Lord will march down onto the Aegis. Drax dropping in those recalls. ABM trying to go for his set, but they're trying to get the end. Abhi on the meanwhile dropping up a lot of pressure. Apex forced to use the Immortal, but right now on the back line, Drax will finally fall as Abhi gets the legendary for himself. AOG is going to be used up, does not connect to anyone, just let me off trying to sustain against the minions. They're holding on the best they can. Meanwhile, Jay gets the godlike, hits the base, the Aegis crumbles along with the dreams of Fusion Prime as the final slot of the MLOS quarterfinals will belong to ABM.
What a fight coming in from AB and Jay with his side set onto the base crystal here. He never got distracted. He knew there was team fights going on, but he was like, let them fight. Let them do their thing. I will be taking this base crystal down instead. And he did manage to do that. MVP, well deservedly so for this side of Jay and the side of ABM right now. But what a game coming from these two sides. Fusion Prime, GG's, and nice try, obviously. But this time, ABM will be going to the round of 8. And these were your casters for today. It was the amazing ball doo with the casting, with the play-by-plays, and me, your boy Fission. And we'll be signing out. Peace.